Hello everyone, we are doing our first set of interview series, Foreigners in Seoul.
Yes.
And who do I have with me?
Mika, the only Mika Chavala from the land of Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. Yeah, it's
Can you speak in your international accent?
International accent? This is my international accent. Okay.
Otherwise I'll have to put subtitles on.
I haven't been in Tanzania for a long time now, for more than 7 years, so I forget everything. But yeah, my name is Mika from Tanzania.
Very good.
It's good to have me here.
It's good to have you. I'm so excited about this interview. Can you also, so your official language is also Swahili, right?
Yes.
Can you introduce yourself in Swahili?
Oh, okay. Jina langu naitwa Mika na ninatokea Tanzania. Naupenda sana. Almost forgot Swahili.
Are you even Tanzanian? Are you even Tanzanian?
I am Tanzanian, but it's easy to forget language when you start Korean. Learning Korean language, it really mess up my language skills.
Yes.
So sometimes I feel like I forget Swahili and English at the same time.
In English, of course. It's good. All right. So you are Mika, and what are you doing here in Seoul, or here in Korea, I should say?
Oh, that's a really good question. If you asked me that question 2 years ago, I would say I'm studying. But right now, the same question, I would say I'm living here in Seoul. In Korea, I'm living. Yeah. Currently, I'm working on my personal projects because I used to have a job. I don't have a job anymore right now, and I'm working on my personal project right now.
Because if you don't know who Mika is, he is a young motivator.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you.
Actually, I will tell the audience because I do have footage of how we first met, which was at a TV show.
Oh yeah, yes.
My
Oh,
Neighbor
you have
Charles.
footage. That's
Yeah,
really good.
I do. I still have the footage of. I was the camera. You guys completely ignored me, but I was. You had a guitar, and I was really interested because I was like, oh, this guy has a guitar, like, because musician, right?
We didn't see you. Yeah.
No. You said hello to everyone else, and I was the only one, but that's okay because I was filming it all, so you guys can enjoy watching that now.
Someone to take us.
It's like so many people.
What's his name?
You. Yeah.
He's Korean?
He's Korean. I'm Australian. So I'm Australian. My husband is Korean.
You don't look Korean. Man, you look cool.
Thank you.
11 years.
Ah, man, this is just for...
Today we have the future president of
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
So you guys, you have to be my friends. If I become the president, I want to take a picture.
Oh, do you want? We'll take a photo for you. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's how we kind of first
Exactly.
met.
Exactly.
And then you guys followed me on Instagram, and then I fished for an invite to church.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think GP followed you on Instagram.
Yeah, because and so GP is your roommate,
Yeah, he's my roommate and his
brother from another mother.
partner in crime.
Yes.
And I don't like that guy.
But GP's name is God's Power,
Yes.
and on his Instagram it's God's Power.
Yes.
And I was like, who is this God's Power liking all of my photos all the time?
He's not gonna like this.
So, but yeah, I knew that you guys went to church.
Exactly.
And then I was like, okay, if they ever post anything about church, I'll there's my invite. And so you were the one that finally did.
Yeah, exactly. Invited you.
Yeah. Then the rest was history. I regret all of my decisions. The Young Motivators, though, what is it? Can you tell me more about that?
Okay, Young Motivators, it's simply the two people. Originally, we were actually three people, me, GP, and Sunday, but Sunday he's a little bit busy right now.
What is that
with
guy
work.
doing? What is that guy doing?
He's working with this Korean company and he's really busy. He's a very rich man right now. And so he left us. Very sad, but now it's just two men, me and GP. And our vision is literally just to live to inspire people. We want to inspire people to become the greater version of themselves through our lives. Yes, through our lives, through our mistakes, through our failures, and through our, everything that we do. we want to inspire people. It's very easy sometimes to just inspire people with words, but it's kind of hard to inspire people with our lives.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you with that, and that's like one of the reasons why I do YouTube as well, is to show people what my life looks like. I don't like being someone who just says stuff.
Yeah.
I would rather just show you how I live, I guess.
That's so good. That's so good. So that's the main goal of Young Motivator. Yeah.
And that is one of your side projects as well.
Exactly. That's one of my side projects with my brother GP, the guy that I don't like. But personally, I have my own projects that I'm doing, and collectively, we are doing Young Motivators together at GP. Yeah.
Do you want me to? Can you tell us about your other projects, or are they secret?
Right now, since I've been out of job for like a month right now, I decided to take a rest in this month. But then I've been working on my site, preparing my new site.
Which I'll leave a link in the description if it's going to be live soon.
That's so good. That's so good. Just follow me there, and
He needs the followers, guys.
yeah, that's one of the things. My site, but also I've started to work on my new book.
Wow.
Exactly. I wrote only 2 pages, but it seems like it's gonna take a long
That was
time.
the acknowledgement
You know?
in the title page. The acknowledgement and the table of contents.
Exactly. After everything that has happened in the recent years, 7 years here in Korea, I didn't know actually that I was gonna write a book. Because
I did, based on your personality.
So yeah, I had no idea because I'm really not good at writing. I have one book though. I already published one book a long time ago in 2015 in Swahili language. So this time, as I was resting for this month, I kind of felt like, wow, there's definitely something God wants me to do. And I was thinking, what is that? Why did I quit? What am I doing? I don't have anything to do right now. What am I gonna do? And then I realized that, I'm actually out of work to write my story.
That's awesome.
God is writing my story, and I want to write my story for people to read and write something very unique that is gonna change actually people's lives. So
Yes, and your story is pretty unique as well. So let's start with at the beginning, I guess.
all right.
How did you end up coming to Korea in the first place?
Well, that's a good question. When I was 16, I had this vision to start abroad, and originally wanted to go to Canada or Australia, your country.
Why didn't you go to Australia, Mika?
Australia.
We wouldn't let you in, hey?
I tried to find opportunities for scholarship, but I didn't get any one of them. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll go there for master's or PhD. So when I was 16, I had that vision, and when I graduated in 2012 high school.
You graduated the same year that I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's super cool. Yeah, 2000. Yeah,
Grade 12, 2012.
exactly, 2012. Yeah. And when I graduated, I tried to find another opportunity to go to Canada, to English-speaking country, but I didn't get any opportunity. But one of my best friends, who we started Young Motivators with Sunday, he came here to Korea, and we went to the same high school. So he told me a lot about Korea, and he said, hey, why don't you try Korea? And I tried, and I found myself here. So originally I didn't want to come here, but then eventually, and at the end of the day, I just found myself here.
Is it normal to go overseas to study in Tanzania?
Yeah, recently it's very normal. A lot of people, they don't want to study in Tanzania, not because there's anything bad, no, but because of the exposure, and they want to have new experience in other countries.
That was how many years ago now?
That was 7 years ago.
Why are you still here?
Why am I still? Wow. So at the beginning when I came, I was just a little boy.
Yes, 17?
No. I was late 19.
Oh, late
I was,
19.
Yeah, I was like
okay.
almost 20, but I was late 19. So I was just trying to figure out my life, and I never been abroad before, so I was kind of scared and worried about how the life is gonna be. And when I came here at the beginning, it was kind of tough. But as I want to say that Korea is a place where the more you live, the more you fall in love.
Yeah.
So as I continued to live 1 year, second year, third year, I was like, no, I don't want to leave after I graduate. I think I want to stay here and to have more experience in work environment.
Yeah.
and before my career, maybe later. So
Yeah, and
that's the reason why I'm still here.
you know Korean as a language quite well as well, so that also makes it easier, right, to stay here.
Exactly. Because when we came here, we had to learn Korean culture, Korean language, and a lot of things. So because of that, I feel like I'm part of this society because everything that's going on, I can understand because I learned, I started, and I experienced in these 7 years.
I'm actually really curious because this is one thing that I recently sort of discovered or had like sort of an epiphany with, is that you and like a lot of our other friends that have studied here and us have stayed here, you grew up your early 20s here in Korea, right? In this culture, and I'm really curious about that and how that has affected you, because for me, I grew up in my own country and own environment, and I feel like early 20s is a lot of like, I guess, finding your identity.
Exactly, that's right.
And like sort of, or not just finding it, but making it like a structure, like more foundation, I guess. So your foundation was kind of built within Korea as an early 20, through your early 20s.
Exactly.
Was it hard?
Yeah, it was pretty hard. That's why a lot of people who knows me, I call myself Tanzanian Korean, because actually, leaving my country in 19, I didn't really even, I didn't know much about my own country actually, because I was just growing up, I was just a little boy.
Yeah, you didn't have time to sort of establish things. Like, because I believe, like, even for me going through from my 19-year-old self in Australia to like, before I left, I was at like 23 years old, so, or 22, I can't remember now. But like, even those couple of years were really life-defining for me as far as growing as a person.
Yeah.
But I think that's so much easier in your own country where you have those foundations. But for you, you've kind of been taken out of that foundation and had to make your own. So and it was hard.
Yeah, it was hard. It was really hard. And at that age, I think it's the time that you really need like family figure, let's say parents or people that they're gonna be there for you as you are, getting matured and becoming a man. But I came here at 19 and living for 7 years. I'm alone. I'm all alone. And trying to figure out my life, trying to become a man, trying to establish my own legacy. And that's why right now I don't even want to go back home. Not because I hate my country, but simply because I feel like I already have a life here.
Yeah.
And in the past 7 years, I had a community, I have friends, I've been through a lot of struggles, and I don't just want to live for nothing. I feel like, I've lived, I've experienced a lot of stuff, I've had some difficult time and some good time, but now I want to enjoy what I've established in 7 years.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to pursue that, and I think that's the reason why I'm still here. But the life, definitely, it wasn't easy. Until right now, again, it's not easy. It's a process, but it's a beautiful process.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. All right. So I think generally speaking as well, for people who know of Korea, you might know that or have the opinion that Korea is very set on their beauty standards and a certain way that people look.
That's right.
And also how little, I guess, foreigners there are living in South Korea. So for you, especially as an African man living in Korea,
That's right, Choco Man.
what's your experience been with that, I guess? Have you experienced like maybe like racism or like was it difficult, I guess?
Yeah. I would say, honestly speaking, I experienced that a lot, and I'm still experiencing that. And one thing for sure, when I make the record straight, is that racism it's very interesting topic, and it's actually everywhere. I see that everywhere, and I see that here in Korea as well throughout my life, and it's not beautiful experience when you face it. I'm pretty sure you heard a lot of stories of people being in the subway and like, let's say I'm sitting in this seat and nobody wants to sit next to me. Oh, I'm going to sit and somebody standing is leaving away. Oh, sometimes you stop, taxi, but they just pass by, they don't want to pick you up, and it's this kind of and so many stories that I'm pretty sure everybody, you guys, you're hearing them a lot of the time, and it's not a beautiful experience. But one thing for sure that really helped me to get over it I knew what I was getting myself into. Like before I came to Korea.
So it's that pre expectation that's helped you
Exactly.
like overcome that or be more
Yes.
resilient, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Preparing to
Yes.
become more resilient.
Yes, I had zero expectation when I was coming here.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think that's the reason why I love Korea so much, because I had zero expectation. But when I came here, I didn't expect to see like other people accepting me the way I am. I didn't expect to see love and to have Korean friends or all those kind of things. But as I'm meeting different people, I realize that not everyone is the same.
Yeah.
Some people are different. Some people they have different behavior. Some people they have good behavior, and because of that, I began to see this good side of Korea. You know, regardless of whatever negativity that's going on around the street or whatever racism that I might have been facing. But I started to see the good side of it, and actually it started to highlight a little bit and give me light that actually this place it can be a best place for living, for everyone, not just Koreans, not just people who look like this way, but people with all differences. We can actually live here in harmony and in peace.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that Young Motivators we've been pursuing and have been trying to spread out.
I was about to ask that we were talking earlier about the living, I guess, setting the example as
Yes.
well. And I feel like for those types of discrimination, for example, the ones on the train, a lot of the time it's because it's usually older Koreans. It's because they don't know.
Exactly.
Or they don't understand. Like there's a old culture or an old culture there that is now, I guess, probably hopefully going to start changing in the next
Yes.
generation. But I think you guys, what you're doing and like the young motivators of, I guess, sharing that message.
Yes, exactly. It's like what most of Koreans are struggling with. It's the fear of unknown. Like I realize that most of them they're ignorant about Africa. They're ignorant about Choco people like me. So, and because they don't know, they have fear of the unknown. Because Korean society or Korean culture is kind of culture that it's perfect culture. Like these people, they want to be perfect.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to make mistake. Like let's say when it comes to speaking in English, even though they know how to talk in English,
of
but they
course.
don't want to speak because they don't want to make mistake. And they want to be perfect in everything.
I can, like as an English teacher as well, when people, especially adults, try and talk to me, there's a very much shy culture around that.
Exactly.
And it is pretty much, like literally what you said, they have this mindset that it has to be perfect.
It has to
which
be
it doesn't
perfect.
have to be.
Which it doesn't, and that's why we don't get it like other people who are from like let's say Western countries. But for them, they are afraid, and I think that's one of the things that I would say like racism is here. Like some of them they're racist, but some of them they're just afraid to approach these new people because they don't know how am I gonna connect with them, how am I gonna talk to them, and they've never been to Africa, they've never maybe had any African friend before, and so they are scared and they're worrying. I mean, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? And because of that, they isolate themselves. It's because of the fear of the unknown. But what I want everybody to understand, or the message that Young Motivators we're trying to spread out to everybody, is that it's okay not to know something. It's okay not to know my culture, and that should be the reason or the motivation for you to get close to me and to get to learn my culture. That hey, I don't know about your culture, that's why I'm here. I didn't know anything about Korea when I was coming here. I only knew kamsahamnida, which is thank you. I didn't know anything else, but that's the reason what brought me here. That I want to learn something new. I want to get close to these people that I don't know, because I might be afraid of something that it's not really scary.
And were you scared of Korea as well when you first came?
Actually, I was scared, but I was scared of North Korea because I've been hearing these stories all the time that they have been having political struggles for a long time. So I was scared that what if I go there and then I just die, and also I was scared of food. Because back home in Tanzania, I thought maybe Korean, they eat like Kaits, they eat like cockroach, they eat all this, crazy thing that we see in television. I didn't really know the difference between China and Korea.
Wow.
Yeah, but when I came here, I realized that wow, man, it was just the fear of the unknown, and that's the message. What I want to spread. Even my new book that I'm writing right now, it's really interesting. I'm talking about because I want this book to go to this society. I've lived here for 7 years and I've experienced so many things, and the title of the book is The Power of Decision. I'm just talking about how powerful is, you know, your decision. Like just you can see, like just to make a little choice, a little decision, how powerful, how impactful it can be.
Yeah.
So and that's one of the things that we are trying to spread out the message to everybody, that it's okay to be scared, it's okay to be worried, but let not that fear drives you away from these unknown people. But let it be the motivation for you to try to know, try to be curious, and try to search, and even try to fly to Africa to see how beautiful it is. Yeah, actually, a couple of years ago, I went to Tanzania with my 4 Korean friends. The moment they got to the airport, they were like, "Are we in Tanzania? Really?" I was like, "This is Tanzania." They thought, I don't know, maybe they thought we were gonna land in the jungle, and there's no buses, there's no toilets, but
what do you call that? It's like what they've seen
Stereotype.
from the stereotypes. I think
Exactly.
it's like in what you were saying about what you didn't know about Korea. You thought it was like
Exactly.
China, right? It's that stereotype of Asia on a whole. So I think it works kind of both ways, right?
Exactly. It's the both. It's exactly. We all struggle through the same things, through the same issues, but in different kind of levels and standards.
Yeah.
So for me, I was battling with that, but I was like, oh, I want to go there and see that it's the same thing, fear of the unknown. But some of people here, they're struggling with that, the fear of the unknown, but they're running away. They don't want to face it.
Yeah.
But facing, I feel I know that facing is the proper solution to the problems that we are facing, and not running away from it, not running away from the seat, but sitting next to me and kind of to experience. Oh, this guy,
I'll sit next to you, Mika.
yeah, how I don't know how to say this. I want to say how good smelling. How can I say that?
This is why, actually, I have noticed you guys smell really nice when I see you guys on a Sunday.
hear that?
Yeah, just like for guys who just like want to are interested. African guys are not smelly; they smell really nice. So you should sit next to them.
Yeah, stereotype. I hate stereotypes.
Yeah.
Before, it was really bothering me when I got here, because I was like, what in the world? How can you think like that? How can you run away? How can you do this? I was like, it's very impossible not to take it personal, but I was taking very personal. That's why. But then I was like, I'm trying to leave. I was like, okay, if I'm gonna take like this, then I'm not gonna be able to enjoy the process. And I should not see this as a problem, but I should see this as an opportunity for me to bring young motivators and to bring knowledge of what you don't know. And that's what we've been trying to do.
That is really awesome and really inspiring.
Thank you.
Mika, you're good at talking. Let's talk about Tanzania.
All right. Wow.
What are some... Beautiful country.
Beautiful country. Yeah.
It is a beautiful country, right? I'm looking forward to seeing it. Hopefully next year. We'll see. I want to.
Let's go. Let's go. We can go to Australia and then we can go to Tanzania.
It's going to be such an expensive plane ticket.
Yeah.
What are some major differences between your country and this one? And what do you miss about Tanzania as well?
I think one of the major and very big difference is freedom. Freedom in a sense that Tanzanian culture is very free culture.
What do you mean by free culture?
Living here in Korea, I've seen when it comes to things of rules and regulations, and things that I think there's a lot of don't do. There's a lot of don't do, and sometimes you don't even know the reason why.
Okay.
Because in this culture, you just need to respond to whatever elder is telling you not to do without any compromise.
Yeah.
Without compromising or without arguing or whatever. But that's one of the things that we don't have back home in Tanzania. It's very free culture in a sense that not just about don't do, but it's about understanding.
Yeah, and I think it comes into expectation a little bit as well, right? So
How?
For example, I think it does come back to culture and the different expectations of both societies, I guess. And for Korea, the history behind Korea makes a lot of sense with what the don't do's now.
Right now.
Right. So, but that is a big, obviously a major difference.
It's a major difference that you can. Back home, you can be friend with anyone. That's freedom. You can
guys
be friend
are-
with old people.
You guys are pretty friendly anyway, as it is. Like, honestly, like, my Tanzanian friends, they're all very friendly people.
Oh, that's so good.
You
Yeah,
give
that's
a very
Tanzania.
good impression
Wow.
of Tanzania.
Yeah, she's Tanzanian.
Good job.
Thank you.
But so what do you miss about Tanzania then?
I would say I miss my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like when
You
I.
have the cutest nephew, right?
Oh man, like I have a really cute nephew, man. I have a picture here, but maybe I'll send to you. Let me show you.
Nicola said, Hugh sent a picture today of Yule, baby Yule, and he's not my blood nephew, but I'm still like, that's my nephew. And I like downloaded the picture that they sent me.
This little baby is my brother's baby, and right now he's almost 1 year old. He's 1 year old already. He just had birthday last week.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, he's really cute, but I didn't see him, so it's really sad
Oh,
that
wow.
I didn't. Look at this.
Oh my
This is my little.
goodness.
This is my little nephew.
I'll put it, if you send it to me, I'll put it on the screen in the editing.
I'll
Oh,
send it.
wow.
Man, I didn't see him. Like I'm dying to see him.
You haven't seen him yet in like.
Yeah, personally, I haven't seen him. So, and I gave him a name. I named him. His name is Aviel.
Really?
Aviel means God is my father.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I named him. He's such a beautiful boy.
So wait, your family let you name your nephew?
Actually, my brother, even before he was born, he was like, Mika, can you think about any name? Can you name my son? And I was like, I would love to do that. At that time, we didn't know whether it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
So I came up with two names. One is Aviel for man, and another one is Ariel for girl.
Yeah.
Ariel means the Lion of Judah, something like that. Yeah. But we have a man now, and his name is Aviel.
He's so cute.
Can't wait to see him. I just want to touch him.
That's another thing you gotta know about Mika is that he loves babies.
I love babies. I always say if I was not Christian, I would have, so many babies right now. But
That's so bad.
I love God, so I'm waiting until I get married.
Thank God.
babies,
Thank
yeah.
God you love God.
Yeah. Oh God, help me.
Well,
Help me, Lord.
I wanted that was one of the questions. What's your idea of dating here in Korea?
Oh wow, that's a good question. Idea of dating. But when I came to Korea, I had a little bit different mindset. Like my mind, it was focused on Tanzanians, and I was like, I'm gonna get married with a Tanzanian Yoja back home. But after 1 year, 2 years of experience, I realized that that was just me being very center-minded and self-centered. Igijogin is a selfish. I began to realize that I'm here for a reason, for a purpose. And if I'm not living this moment here in Korea, I'm gonna miss so many things. Like I might be living here, and I want to talk to somebody out there. A lot of people, they're coming abroad, they're living here in Korea or in other countries, but they don't really live in that moment.
Yeah.
They just think about maybe their own culture, their own country, and they want to bring that country to here in Korea, which is okay, I would say in one way, but another way is you are gonna miss what is happening right now and in this process. So at that moment I realized that I think there's a reason why I'm here in Korea, and God brought me here for a specific reason, and because of that I'm gonna let go of everything that I'm holding back from home, and I'm gonna live this moment. I want to enjoy this culture. I want to enjoy every single moment, every bit of it here in Korea, and to see what life holds. And so from that moment I actually changed my decision. I said I'm okay to marry anyone or to date anyone. That's a good question, to date anyone, whether it's Korean, whether it's Tanzanian, whether it's Australian, whether it's any country. I was like, I'm okay, and that's my idea right now, that I'm okay.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Like for me, in my experience, that I just figured that whatever culture I guess you become part of, I think naturally, I don't think it matters who it is, because if you like, for us, the people that I hang around, it's such multicultural.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think having the mindset of yes, I'm going to marry an Australian is a good one, because. Like for me particularly, there is no Australians here.
Sorry.
So like for me, it's kind of like not, it's lack of choice, but also it's not what I intend. Like for me as well, being in Korea, I would like to marry someone like that I've met in Korea.
Exactly.
Because Korea is now a part of my life.
Exactly. That's
And for me as well, like I want to have this memory of Korea because I don't think I'll stay here, but I know I'll be here for a long time,
Exactly.
right? And I could stay here, who knows? But like having that as part of my life, I think I don't want that to. If I marry someone that doesn't have Korea, that doesn't like Korea as much as I do, or like has that experience of living here, that's just something for me. Like I want to
That's so
have
good.
that part.
That memory.
Yeah.
Forever.
Forever.
Wow, that's so good. So I feel like we have something in common. I really believe that there's a reason, and actually sometimes I even feel like maybe the reason why I'm here to meet that future, that future Mika's
I hope so.
girlfriend or wife.
I hope so. You've been here long enough. I think it's.
7 years. Can you imagine? Oh, man,
Yeah, come on, Mika, hurry up.
Anyone out there? Yeah. That's right.
No, that was a really good answer. I think we're very similar minded, the two of
Yes.
us in a lot of things.
But one little thing that I might add, there's a very fine line between coming to Korea and bringing your culture and everything, like just living in Korea just physically, but your mind is back home. But as well, living here in Korea and living this culture and
Yeah.
becoming one of them
Me-
without forgetting who you truly
yeah,
are.
yeah.
So there's a very fine line that okay, you're here as a representative from your culture.
Yeah.
At the same time, you're here as a bridge between these two
Yeah.
places. So don't lose yourself into this culture, and don't forget who you are,
Yeah, yeah.
and don't just be 100% who you used to be, and not really get into the rhythm of learning and growing in this new environment.
And I think that's the thing with growing as well as a person is that you are accepting. It's not like you can choose one or the other. It's more so like something that's healthy, I think, is making it come together
Exactly.
as well.
That's good.
Like be proud to be, like for me, be proud to be Australian, but also be proud to take up Korean culture and accept that and learn more about it. You're living here, you may as well, right?
That's so good. So good.
I'm supposed to be interviewing you.
I'm interviewing her today.
All right. We're gonna. All right. So I have one more question as well, actually.
All right.
What was your family's
Bring it
expectation, like going to Korea and living in Korea? Was it a hard decision for them to sort of, like, I guess, let you go?
I would say it was a very hard decision for my mom. And actually, I'm talking about this in my book. Oh, this is so good. Yeah, this is so good. About the power of choice and decision. It was not an easy decision for me to make. I was already determined, and especially for a country like this that I didn't know anything about. And my mom, she was 100% against it. She said, my son, you're not going there. I need you here. Maybe
Me
because
too.
I'm the firstborn.
No, me too.
But my dad, he was on my side. My dad,
really?
he specifically told me, Minka, whatever you're gonna decide, I will support you. Shout out to my dad. I love you, man. I love your mom too. So even the day that I was leaving, I left Tanzania. My dad and my brother, they came with me to the airport, and it was, my dad, my entire family had so much expectations because they knew what is my vision and who I want to become. So they knew, this guy is just going to pursue his vision. So my dad, he was so happy for me, and my brother, he was so proud of me. Even right now, they're really proud. But as I continue to live here in Korea, I think my mom, she eventually understood, and right now she actually Wanjong and Jong, she agrees with me 100%, and they support me. And also they have so many, I would say, good expectations. Because for the past couple years, they've seen how I've grown to become a man and what I'm doing. So they really, they really,
helps them
exactly.
seeing again.
Exactly. Like, wow, we were really worried, but look at him.
That's-
He's a man now. I left Tanzania, I didn't have beard, but now look, I have something. So it's Yeah.
I told him before we started the interview you needed a haircut too.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Can you tell me why your haircut is not good back at home? This is a cultural thing. Cultural lesson time, guys.
Oh, yes. I would say 7 years ago when I was living in Tanzania, I wouldn't do something like this.
Why?
Because it's considered as a bad boy haircut.
Bad boy. Ah.
Yeah, like having this Rastafari and having my... This is not Rasta, by the way. It's not really Rasta, but I didn't comb it for a long time, for like 6 months. So that's why it's like this. So it is considered as a bad boy haircut. Right now, if I go to Tanzania, I need to comb this hair and I need to shave a little bit. Actually, a couple of my friends on Facebook, they started to text at me. One guy, he told me that, Mika, are you still Christian? Yeah, so
There's a lot to say about this haircut.
Yeah, because of my haircut. I'm like, man, I'm a Christian, you know, but this is just me being a little boy.
To be honest, I actually really like this style of hair.
Oh,
I don't think of it as a bad. It's a cool, like it's different. I don't know.
Funny story. My mom, I was FaceTiming with my mom, and my mom was like, Mika, what's going on with your hair? Why are you not combing them? You don't have a comb? Should I send money to you? But it's good. I love it. But I think it's just a matter of season. I'll reach some time and I will change it. But yeah, but I love it. I love in the sense that people back home, when they look at this, they judge. I'd be like, oh, are you still Christian? Oh, you fall down. But here, people, they don't see that way. I'm like, oh, I mean, it's just like even tattoo. You know, when you talk about tattoo, and different perceptions about tattoo.
True, very true.
Yeah, there's always a story behind anything that people are doing. And for the past couple of years, one thing that I've learned a lot is don't judge, but just love, because you have no idea what's the story behind. So I love my hair.
That's a very good message. Inspiring message from Pastor Mika.
Don't judge, love.
All right. What are your plans for the future? So you're talking about your vision. You are someone who has a very clear vision of sort of what you want to do in the future. Do you want to tell people what that is, I guess, or a little bit about that, and how it involves living in Korea as well?
So my vision, ever since I was 16, my vision was to become a president of Tanzania.
A what?
President.
A president. I thought you said prisoner.
No, president of Tanzania. Raisi wa Tanzania. But a lot of people right now, they don't believe it when they look at my hair. They say, what kind of president are you? I'm like, 20 years later, you never know.
Millennial president, ladies and gentlemen.
You never know. But as days goes on, I think before, one of the motivation that motivated me to have that vision is because of the government we used to have back home. And so many problems and things that were going on, and I was like, man, I feel like I can do something better than this, because at that time I was always a leader in my communities or at school, and I was doing pretty good.
No way,
job.
surely not. Not someone like you.
Oh, so I was like, oh man, I think I can do something, later on in the future. But recently we have new president who is doing really good job. He's doing an amazing work, and Tanzania has changed a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, so there's actually hope for leadership and for the new government and for the new people, for the environment and development. But so right now, I'm not really stick to that vision. It's still my lifetime goal. But what I'm trying to do, I'm not just focused on that one. But what I'm doing right now, I'm enjoying every single moment to do everything that I'm supposed to do right now, without worrying about tomorrow. So I know everything that I'm doing right now, it will lead me to somewhere that I have a vision to reach there. But even if I don't reach there, still I want to enjoy this moment, and I want to impact and be useful right now, to help people right now, with my position, with this environment right now. So that's what I'm trying to do.
That is so good. That's such a good mindset to have, I think. Because you do see a lot of people that are like, oh, I want to be this, but it's like they're not doing anything in the process, I guess. But you're someone who is like, what can I do now?
Yes.
For the big vision, but also for the now. And
Exactly.
I think
For now.
that sort of leads up to what you're going to do in the future, I think. And
because my lifetime goal is to help people. Like, I want to help people. People in need, people not in need. I want to just help. I want to be there for let's say for kids who don't have dad, I want to be their father. I want to be there to be, just to be. One of my slogan is I just a guy who loves Jesus, people, and kimchi. And family.
I wanted to acknowledge that you do. Mika is known, his reputation is that he likes kimchi.
I love kimchi. Even my name is Wang Kimchi. That's Korean name, I'm like king of kimchi.
Oh my goodness.
So loving people or helping people, it doesn't really need for me to become a president to help people. So I want to help every single person I meet right now, and in this environment, in any job, even in this interview, even anyone that is watching and listening, I want to be able to help. And so I want to live that dream, the dream that I was thinking like 20 years later. I want to live that dream right now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to live it right now. And I think, first of all, I'm a president of my own life, right?
Yeah.
Just in a normal way. I know God is the big president, but also He has given me that authority to take care of myself. So I'm doing this right now with my life. And the more I take good care of myself, I can be able to take care of others. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying right now to do.
That's a very good mindset to have as well.
Thank you.
For people interested, what's the best thing about Tanzania if someone were to visit?
Wow.
So what can you tell everyone about your country if they want to visit it?
I don't want to say about animals, and because everybody knows that Africa is actually, in Africa there's only 5 countries with animals and great animals, which is Tanzania, South Africa, and other countries, Kenya, Ethiopia. But most importantly, I would tell people about Tanzania is people.
Really?
I know people when they visit different countries, they wanna sightseeing to see, which is you can find in Tanzania. You can go to Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa and the highest volcanic mountain in the world.
That's in Tanzania,
in
right?
Tanzania, yeah. In Tanzania specifically. Guys, in Tanzania and not Kenya. A lot of Kenyans, they say it's in Kenya. No, it's not in Kenya. In Tanzania, Kilimanjaro. You can Google right now. The Serengeti National Park, one of the very big and very famous national park.
Yep.
Zanzibar, it's one of the beautiful island, and you just need to go there to see by yourself. So apart from all these beautiful things in Tanzania and beautiful sightseeing, I think people, you've got to go to Tanzania to experience Tanzania culture, to meet Tanzanian people. Tanzanian people, they're lovely, they're kind, they're good, they are, just look at me, it tells everything. So that's one of the very important things I think I'll tell people, because most of the time we're afraid of new environment because of people. If I go to Tanzania, I might die. It might be scary. Maybe people are aggressive and things. No. Tanzanian people.
Safe country as well, you'd say?
It's one of the safest countries in Africa. Tanzania, Ghana, Botswana, it's one of the safe countries in Africa. And if you want to go to Africa, first is Tanzania. You gotta go there, I'll tell you. And you can tell me, I can show you around.
You need to show me around first, thank you.
Next year.
Next year.
Okay. 2020. So anybody
I want to meet your nephew.
We can go together. Oh, yeah, my nephew, yeah, definitely. You'll meet him, Eviel. Shout out to Eviel. Love you, man.
That's awesome. All right. Well, that's sort of the end. No, that is the end of the interview. Thank you so much, Mika, for coming today and joining and being the first one of this sort of video podcasting series.
And I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. It's an honor to be the first one in this. I want to say, this is gonna get serious, but I want to say, life is a gift. Life is a gift given by God, and you have to enjoy every single moment of it. The only way to enjoy is to know who has given you a gift, which is God Himself. You can enjoy life.
Thank you, Mika, so much for joining. Bye.